So this company contacts me, shows me this picture of a light. It looks about this big. It's one of those flexible LED things. And I say, sure, I'll check it out. Here's what shows up. Let's check it out. So I get this Rolleiflex series LED light from Falcon Eyes. No way I expected this. Let's take a look at this thing and see what we got our hands on. Power cord, light stand, mystery box. Packaged well. Really cool remote control. The diffusion. You don't know what that is, I'll tell you what that is later. Bags are awesome. Really, in the picture, I thought it was this little, wow. The controller for this thing, and a V-mount battery for the back. Isn't that cute? Box, plastic. It's a good thing to store this tube, the light in a tube, and then put it in the bag. All the rest of the stuff can be in there, and it should be just fine. Okay, I think I have this all sorted. We have the manuals, we have the remote, we have the charger for the lithium-ion battery in the remote, we have the Wi-Fi thing with the cool little thing, we have the power adapter with an XLR cable and the power cord. We have these giant, these are cool, helicopter looking things, power source, outside bezel, cool little honeycomb things, which I'll tell you about, diffuser, crazy giant light, strappy things. Have this for a light stand. I really like this. This is all metal and really nice. I thought they were sending me a little $100 light, but apparently not. Assembly. Nothing. They show me what it's supposed to look like, but they don't tell me how to put it together. They must think I'm a brilliant guy. And I am. Controller doesn't come on. When I first saw this, I thought, wow, look at this thing. It's like all messed up. Yeah, now it's pretty. Remote has a very bright red light. I'll show you a picture of that. It's cool. I can just look over and see when this thing's done or not. That's neat. I'll tell you how long it takes to charge that thing. Don't need this for now. Or this. Or this. Or my phone. I need power. I need more power. I need more power. Definitely want to hook this up for the remote. Ah, metal screws. We got remoteness occurring. Don't need those. Don't need that. Apparently I don't need the manual because it doesn't tell me how to put it together. Let's see if we can hook this up and get some light shooting out of this thing. This thing's got like, this must be 10 feet of cord, and that's awesome. Special 4-pin cable. It's a keyed, so you need to put it on there, right? It screws down so it isn't coming apart. It's just all flexy. Whoa, we got lights. That's 5%. Wow. Wow. That hurts. We're down to 3000 K. Man, that's bright. We're up to 5600 K. Wow. Here we go. That's off. That's 1%. 3%. 5. 13%. By the way, the Velcro things that I was talking about, you can, the back, it has Velcro all the way around, so you can actually mount this to a ceiling with Velcro, or just on a wall, on a ceiling, or on a stand, obviously, with Velcro, and it stays there. That's really cool. What's really cool is you can just roll this thing up and chuck off somewhere. You can also back roll it. You basically have a tube of light that you can use for various things, and that's pretty cool too. Hey, check this out. So now it would take this light stand thing, you mount it on here, you mount this on the light stand, very secure, moves around. Love that it's geared. Wow, these little things in the corners, this is really a tough unit. We just stick it up there like this. It took me a minute to figure out how to get this thing on. Heck, even if you weren't using this, you could use this as a reflector, which is pretty cool. It just looks like this. It mounts on this X. Those are really sturdy. Cord runs down, and of course you got little hangers for your power boxes, stuff like that, which is cool in that huge cord. It's kind of freaky having your LED lights move along around like that. Let's let's turn that down a little bit. Okay, now I'm just going to turn off all the other lights in here and see what we got our hands on. That's 5%. That's a nice light. That's pretty intense. I'm at about 35% right now. 55%. That's at 100%. 7 feet from that back wall back there, this light's sitting. This thing is really intense. It's nice. I mean, it fits on here really nicely. And I like, if you look at the back here, you notice I don't really have any bleed coming out of here. It's got Velcro all the way around. About 50% it's showing me on here. And the light is a lot softer. You notice it does have some interesting combs in there, which is really cool. That's neat. And I also have this diffusion. Again, simply stick it in the corners. That's a beautiful soft light. I'm sitting here at 6%. Let's turn her around on the back wall again. That's about 50%. That's a gorgeous light. I don't see any fringing or anything going on. Play with the K value again a little bit. Oh yeah, check that out. There's a diffused 3000K. Obviously, you'd set your white balance. Beautiful, beautiful soft light that I'm getting out of this. I think with this, I could also add this into it and really get some cool effects and some really nice diffusion going on with this light. The cool thing about this is they include these Velcro straps that I didn't know. Let me grab those. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these straps. They're really cool. What happens is you can basically mount, put it on a ceiling, put it on a wall, put it on a floor, just put it just about anywhere. That's really neat. The back of the unit, I really appreciate that they included this V-mount battery. That's for higher end batteries. It just goes in and slips in there, and it has a little pin here for locking. If you happen to use gold mount batteries, you can get an adapter and that works. Otherwise, you can use power. I also believe, I think it's Indie Pro Tools makes V-mount adapters to Sony batteries. I haven't tested that. I don't know how long the battery will last, but it's something you can check out. Really nice design, and glad they included this mount for these higher end batteries. This is pretty nice. This is the for the remote that I was talking about earlier. This is how it communicates. And the little hangy thing on here, which is really great. It uses a 4-pin XLR type adapter, which goes to the power unit. You just plug it in here and you're done. This side, if you press the 1, that's if you happen to be using the battery, like the V-mount battery. And this side turns on the light. I like this design. At first I was not too jazzed on having a different switch depending. I thought it would recognize, but I actually like that. If you happen to be using a V-mount battery like this, and it's going out or it's powering down, you throw that in over there and you're pretty much done. So I actually like this implementation. The unit has a really nice front display. Looks really good. And here's the dimmer. That's 100%. Let's just knock it down to about 50, dial that in. And of course the color temperature, K. There we're down to 3000. We're going to run up to 5600. You can keep turning and it stops. The nice thing I really like about this is it has these on-screen controls which are not, you don't have to push them. They don't make any noise. For instance, I can run the K value down by just touching my finger to this button, which is really nice. Same for the up. And if I really want to dial it in, it's a simple tap, which is great. I love this feature. And I wish other manufacturers would include this. It really allows you to dial it in. It does have a menu up here. It allows you, you simply press menu, and it allows you to change the channels so you can connect it up to the controller and an ID number. I have set this up and I've tried it with my other lights in the studio, and I have no interference whatsoever. So let's check out the remote. Again, very, very nice display. And it has the same features. I decide I want to do my color. It allows me to run my color down, run my color up by simply holding down, and I can tap to get what color I want. Same for the brightness. I can go up to 100%. I can dim the brightness down by touching and run it down to 50%, dial it in like that just by tapping, and of course change my channel IDs. This is a really, really, really nice feature. When you're taking this particular unit and this light, say you're hanging it on the ceiling or up in a tree or on the floor or whatever, you don't want to be crawling around and messing with these knobs here. You want to be able to remotely control them so you're not up and down the tree and everything else. Not that you would film and be changing your light values while you're filming, but if you do have sound going and you happen to hear this, you can totally get away from that by just using this thing and dialing it in. The only thing I did notice is if I dial the dimmer down, say to 22%, and I go over here to set it, it still thinks it's at 50%, and it just knocks it back up to what it thinks the remote is, which actually makes sense to me. If I set this down to 30, and this over here was something else, this is the guy who's being the controller. So you want this guy to be the boss over this guy. So that's not a big deal. I'm sure they could set it over here to remote into here, but not a big deal. Really nice implementation of dials, knobs, touch screen, and the remote control. You also have your battery levels here, and it'll let you know what's going on. Nice job. I like the fact that I can strap the battery on the light stand also. And as you see up here, the unit is hung on the light stand. If I happen to be mounting this light stand very high and I run out of cord down here, what I can do is I can move this and strap it up on top next to this battery, and I'm good to go. I could easily drop this on the floor, put it in front of the talent, and then handle any light under the chin. You know, those shadows you get under the chin, which is really awesome. You can also use it, for instance, on your background. Let's say we take, using the remote, we knock the color down to more of a yellow. We knock the brightness up. You may not be able to see that, but there is I do have the honeycomb pattern on. I'd do something like that. And when I have a normal white thing in front of it, it's going to really stand out. I could go through all the different uses for this light, where to put it, how to mount it. This is something you should determine on your own. Just know that this light is quite versatile. And all we need to do is adjust how bright we want the hair light. If we like some added flare, we can drop the K down and get a nice soft yellow light on the person. This is really good. For me, in this particular studio, I leave this as this nice hair light because it's just a beautiful soft white and it looks great. All right, again, I want to thank these Falcon Eyes guys. I'll put links in the description below, and I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, if you ever want to drive your editors, color correctionists, and other people crazy, and by the way, if you do that, let them know you're joking and buy them a cup of coffee or something. These guys work hard.